All right. Wanted to say thank you guys so much for taking the time. First off, happy Sunday for everybody there listening in. We have the team here from 0xNude joining us for an AMA. The NUDE token has been an interesting one to watch since their launch on November 30th. I know somebody dropped it, and I know Caesar did a feature on stream early on. I think it was 40K when I first saw it. And again, they saw some nice growth over the first night, and then they had a bit of a retracement going into the second day. And then again, the community has come together really nicely for me. That's the most important thing. And they've been getting some really good usage on their utility, which they've created within their Telegram bot. There's a number of different features that these guys have built out within it. But they've already hit all-time high of around just over 4 million, which again, from a low cap launch, really impressive to see. I know they've been on a bit of a retracement the last couple of days, but that is expected when projects pump pretty quickly. So yeah, again, it's been, for me, nice to watch the community growth, nice to see that you guys are getting traction on your socials, but also kind of keeping it, as classy as you can, with how, unique and fun you guys can, have with your bot. Again, I get it. Some people, it is mature content. It may not be for everybody, but ultimately this is the degen space. And I think if you can approach it in a way that's, clean and professional, you can still have a lot of fun. And as we've seen by your usage, people are definitely kind of coming into the project, pun intended, and, having a lot of fun kind of checking out the community and using what you're making. So I'm really interested to talk about, as I mentioned, what you guys are doing from an updates perspective with the bot moving forward. I know you have some big plans for the week ahead. I know there's been some recent updates as well within the bot itself. And then, we're going to go down the road of talking about future plans for revenue use, advertising and whatnot within the bot. So yeah, I'll throw you guys the mic. Just to introduce yourself, and really excited to break this one down because I know it's been a hot topic around the space since launch.
Thank you so much for these words, Cesar. As a quick introduction, we're a team of four. Charles and I are the public face, like the marketing relations face. Charles is a legend in the crypto space. He's been around here since Shiba, man, and he's very good connected. He knows everybody. And then what can I say about our two tech guys? They developed a huge bot. It's the first Web3 bot out there that does what our bot does. I mean, the nudifying every girl you see at the gym, every girl you see walking down the street, also cumifying. And then we released a BDCM update that for you degens that might like to see your dream girl in a leather outfit or something like that. So I might leave the floor to these guys if they want to make a quick introduction about themselves. So let's do it, guys.
Thank you, Gaddafi. Hey, what's up, Maurice? I do with you like two more AMAs. I think you remember me from Tucci. We do an AMA.
Yeah, a long time ago. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we are doing really good, man. It was like a main coin of the year of the rabbit, and it goes well like to 2.5 millions. But now we are in a really big project, totally different. So basically, I'm the marketer with Gaddafi. I do tons of projects. I'm marketer of tons of multi-million projects. So now I am focusing 0xNude, but I work in different projects, and this is one of my favorite. Not because I am working right now, because the utility we are bringing to people. To be honest with that, imagine have the vision of that. We have a project where you can make news all the girls you know. So you are the competition directly for OnlyFans. All the girls with no father figure, boom, they are down with this utility. Your girl you like in your university, you go to Instagram, you put the picture in the bot, and for win 100k tokens, you can make her nude. Your fantasy is done. You want some girl, you like the BDCM fantasy, you can do the same. So really, I am so excited. But now I will give the word to you and the rest of the team. But basically, I'm the marketer, the main marketer. So thank you for the introduction, guys.
I didn't know if Mike or Franco wanted to take that one over there after Charles, but if so, you guys could jump in. But if not, if you guys wanted to just kind of get get talking about the project and what you're building up. I like what you'd mentioned there, you know, in terms of why people have come into the community and started to check it out, because you know, you can kind of create those images from any picture out there. I know one of the questions since I posted the initial AMA write-up from the community that I've had sent to me a couple of different times is, you know, how do you guys handle, and I know with AI, there's a number of different deep fake tools and stuff out there, but you brought up an important point about, you know, those people in real life that the images are based off of. Like, how do you guys handle your growth as a project, and kind of because you're using people's likeness potentially, right? You know, some people don't care, but some celebrities and individuals out there may. So it's just kind of like, that's, I know, a question you probably heard so often, but one, I just wanted to jump in first because you guys have done a good job bringing people in, but it's just more of a problem as you scale to like the multi-millions and adoption keeps happening, right?
Yeah. To be honest, everything was a bit unexpected, because I mean, we launched the project as a small proof of concept. I mean, we were developing stuff, so we launched, and well, we got Charles for helping with everything related to marketing and that. And the project started getting so much attention. And to be honest, tech-wise, we weren't expecting that much attention. So our systems or GPUs, you know, the equipment we use was almost about to catch fire, you know. But over the week, we started, we continued developing the bot and you know, adding some scaling to it, you know. So at the moment, yeah, we can handle demand. So it was at first, you know, we were burning, but we're fine now. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Now, again, we see a lot of these tools out there. It's not like you guys would have to kind of go through this fight alone in terms of, you know, AI versus real images, right? So that's the one thing I did want to make sure I mentioned, right? Is like, it is all AI driven. So it's kind of within that realm of what we're seeing a lot. And it's not new, right? I think the AI and the meta trend really kind of started to kick in early this year around January, February. So, you know, not something that I think is an issue so much now. But again, if you guys continue to grow and build and, you know, for example, hit like 50, 100 million market cap, then you may turn different heads and some of those images or people used in the images, again, you just never know how it goes. So it's kind of up in the air right now, but I don't mind your response. And I like the fact that you said it was unexpected, because even though you guys have hit 4 million, I followed it from around 40K, and it, you know, it was very mixed reviews in the early stages. I'll say that, in terms of people weren't sure if it was a LARP, people weren't sure about like the tech itself, like how it was going to run, how it would be received. And, you know, over the span of a couple of weeks, you guys have done a great job of establishing a community, and, you know, the charts reflected that as you guys have pushed over 4 million. So yeah, no, it's been really good to watch. Now, for the utility, I know you guys have like a free model as well as a premium model for individuals that hold over a certain amount of NUDE tokens. So I just wanted you to break that down for everybody so people can understand the specific tiers and what holding the token actually gets them within the ecosystem.
Yeah, so we're a token gated crypto project, because I mean, if you want to get a utility, you need to do this. In order to use our token, right now you need to hold at least 100K tokens. That, if I don't remember correctly, is like $200 or so. So this is the main benefit of holding our token, plus waiting for market cap to go bigger and bigger and getting more money out of it. We're also working on a revenue sharing utility. We're planning on making a decentralized app in our web in order to make that average guy to use our bot, that guy who doesn't know about crypto but knows how to enter a web and pay with his credit card for like 100 tokens. Then he can burn it and use our bot for that.
I was curious about like the premium model because I had a couple people in the audience referencing the premium model being about 500K NUDE tokens, if I'm not mistaken. And they were curious if you guys have plans to adjust the amount of tokens required for more of the premium features as you guys hit higher market caps because of the price issue, right? It becomes pretty expensive and it can, as you guys scale, ultimately hurt the adoption of the bot or kind of hurt what you guys are hoping to achieve through the premium model. So I was curious about that.
No, yes, for sure. I mean, at the moment, getting 100K tokens, which is the minimum amount you need to hold to access premium features, is like 0.1 ETH. So of course, yeah, as we grow higher, that token amount will be reduced. So it doesn't cost you like 2 ETH, to access premium features. No, as token distribution happens, and market cap grows higher, yeah, the requirements will be lowered for sure.
Yeah, essentially the idea is like it's not setting on, it's not being set on stone, so it's something that it's flexible. Yeah, because I mean, if let's say you move to a 1 billion cap, right, it's gonna get like crazy expensive. So yeah, we are keeping sort of like that flexible mentality. So as the project evolves, we are gonna play with the tiers, probably maybe introducing different tiers. I don't know. We are quite open on that side. Plus, we are pretty excited about the integration for the normies because it's a probably a powerful aspect where we can bring some extra money into the protocol, right? So yeah, really excited about it.
Perfect. No, so I wanted to kind of go through the different modes because I know you guys have already released a couple of those different feature modes to the community. And what has the response been like? I saw a pretty funny one on your Twitter, like the Wolf of Wall Street feature that you guys put up. That one gave me a chuckle with Leonardo DiCaprio on the cover of the picture. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the different features and what some of the feedback has been. If there's any other modes that you guys are close to adding in, and like if there's other things that the community has maybe brought to your attention that you haven't thought of that could be getting incorporated. So again, just really want to talk about features right now.
Yeah, I mean, for free users, people who isn't holding any tokens, people who doesn't hold any tokens, we have a free mode, so they can play with the bot a bit. There's a basic notifying function. There's a basic notifying function. Like a cooldown of 10 minutes, which for testing is maybe having fun, maybe making memes. Yeah, we are center. We are focusing our efforts in the premium, the holders version. So at the moment we have that free tier, which by the way, holders don't have to wait 10 minutes for in the next picture. Holders have faster speed when using the bot, and we also have 2 other functions right now. We are still working on implementing more. The other 2 functions, extra function we have right now is the Camify mode, which the name is a bit self-explanatory, I think. And yesterday, as a early beta preview, we introduced the BDSM mode, which turns pictures into, I mean, which adds some BDSM suites to the person in your picture. But that's not where we're going to stop, because we have a lot of features planned, a lot of config menus to customize everything from book size, big size, which by the way we are still working on the male version, because we do females very well, but some people maybe would like to have fun with with guys too, So we're working on that, big size, kind of everything book position. Maybe I'm missing something. If I'm missing something important, please anyone from the team.
Yeah, I'll jump in because we forgot to also mention that apart from all these settings, you're gonna be able to tweak eventually regarding all these male or female features, right? But you're also gonna be able to tronify, I don't know, someone you hate, right? For example, your ex or whatever, and also to fortify. Those two are one of the next, let's say, additions in terms of commands, right? Apart from these settings we've talked about. And yeah, eventually we'll try to also fine-tune a model that we already started fine-tuning, which is something to kind of like add a sort of a Persian animation to an image. Because eventually, yeah, the idea or the dream will be to have to be sort of like able to help you create your own virtual GF, right? So, but yeah, one step at a time, right? But so far, yeah, that's where we are at. Yep.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Maurice. I want
Yeah,
to
go
add
ahead,
one
Tom.
question. Thank you. I want to say one question out to the tech team. Franco, Mike, it's easy to do a staking because some guys are asking me in DM or in the chat right now if we can add some staking. They want to stake the tokens.
I mean, we have one person who's helping with external stuff, helping build the app. Because at the moment, what we have is a Telegram bot, But we have another person who's building a web app version. So maybe we could ask to.
Staking, right?
The staking platform. It will be like it wouldn't affect the functioning of.
Yeah, it will be dope.
It's possible. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Because it will be dope because the long-term vision guys, they want to stake the tokens, and gain some revenue. So I think this is a good idea because I have like 2-3 days. People, I need a stake. I invest here 20K and I want to stake my token. So these people need to be rewarded and do a stake. I think will work.
Yeah, no, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, we need to deploy a smart contract for the staking and maybe a web interface for it. And that's it. But it's 100% possible.
Yeah.
Okay,
no,
thank you.
Staking's not a bad thing to add into a project in terms of benefits to holders. How I would say it's better to add it in though once you guys are generating some kind of revenue or unless you're able to maybe divert a small percentage of that tax or utilize a percentage of the tax, because I know it's like 5.5 on the token side to do that. And if that's the case, I'm mentioning this because you want to do it where the staking rewards are coming back in ETH, not native token, because that's just more more sell pressure on the chart potentially as you guys increase the staking pool and more people participate. So definitely just consider that it may be something better utilized once forms of revenue come in, because then it's less stress on the project and you can kind of pay out in ETH or maybe another altcoin of choice, something like that. Do you want to go into the DApp, because you mentioned it's going to be a web-based DApp, not so much one that you're going to look to have added into app stores, right?
No. We are planning making a web app, but it's not going to be on the app stores because they don't allow that kind of content. But it's still in the works. It's still in the works. But basically, what we are working on is in a token burning mechanism. So everyone benefits from, or every holder benefits from that. By maybe access for a certain amount of pictures after burning those tokens. You basically burn it, and it comes like a buy. But it's still in the works. It was initially it was planned in our long-term goals, but we are making it sooner than expected.
No, that makes sense. Now, the bot itself, like, is this something that you guys are running on like a private server? Because I know that it mentions within your benefits to the holders or the premium holders, you know, you get the priority access. So how many, I guess, individuals can the bot support? Like, what's the bandwidth right now?
At the moment, we have 4 graphic cards with 4 NVIDIA RTX 4090, which are pretty expensive, if you ask me. But yeah, at the moment, those can generate one picture at the same time, each GPU. Each picture takes like an average of 10 seconds.
You said you have the 4090s?
For RTX 4090s, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Those are expensive. My buddies have been talking about that recently because they want to upgrade their computer for gaming. And yeah, I've heard it's like, no, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, we are running for them. I mean, they're as you say, they're quite expensive. Like it can be in some places the salary of 1 year even, I think. But yeah,
my friends have said like between 2,500 and 4,000. So not cheap.
Yeah. So
and no, in fact, you need a special cooling and everything. So yeah, it kind of like adds up, right? Once you get all the components. Yeah.
No, that's good starting like bandwidth for you guys there. And I guess from testing, like, have you guys done like max bandwidth testing when, like, before you released it? Like, how many users could you get, or like how many pictures do you think this program that these servers that you're running would be able to put out potentially, like from a max standpoint, without risking damage?
Yeah, I don't know. It can handle being 100% for a while, as long as the equipment is properly cool, and that's it. But yeah, initially when we released the first version, we didn't have any cooldowns, everything. There was no talking gate system implemented yet, because we were planning to implement that next week. But everyone was using the bot. At the moment, we could see that at one moment, like hundreds of photos queued, because everyone wanted to use the bot. Like it was completely, there were no cooldowns, no nothing. So yeah, but we are fine now. We're fine now. I mean, the system is handling the load very well, but we still plan to implement to scale it even further, because to have an MOC mediate picture generation for everyone. Because yeah, at the moment holders have priority access, but for free users it can take easily more than 3 minutes or something to generate one single picture. But our aim is to be able to generate pictures like immediately. Yeah, we will be updating our systems like real soon, because it's not a matter of just buying more equipment or throwing more GPUs at it, because you have to write some code to manage the load, right? So yeah, we need to do both things.
No, that makes sense.
Sorry, just throw something on that. We are working already on a let's say quick win solution we've identified to speed up the whole system. I anticipate around like 2 to 3x, so that should help us with the queues, because right now the bottleneck is on the image generation, right? As Mike mentioned, it's around like 7 to 10 seconds. So I anticipate we're going to be able to move it down to the 2 to 4 region, more or less. So yeah, that will help a lot ourselves and also the users, right? Because you need to wait less, and we can handle more requests, right? So yeah.
That's definitely makes sense in terms of how you guys would kind of scale that, but 3 minutes even on the free version isn't terrible, right? As long as the quality and it's hitting the what the user wants, like a little bit of time isn't the end of the world in my opinion. So that's not bad. And as you mentioned, you can hopefully scale that down a little bit over time too. Um, what are you guys doing to engage? Because the thing with these image creation tools, right, is sometimes people are just making pictures for themselves, but how do you get the community like active together and like talking about the bot? Like, do you guys run contests for pictures or image creation? Most creative? Do you like maybe outlay a certain topic or title, like instructions on what you're looking for, and then you see what the community comes up with? That's another thing I wanted to jump into, because a lot of the time it's 1v1 when you're talking about these bots, but how do you make it more community encompassing?
So we're really community engaged token. We usually every day engage with our community, ask them how the bot is doing, ask them if they like the stuff we're doing, and even ask them for new ideas, man. The BDCM thing, degen that shields like 50 pics every day in our group, told us, yo guys, why don't you make a BDCM update for us? I mean, I really like those leather things. And we said, yeah, fuck it, we can do it. And we did it. We also engage a lot via Twitter, posting our best community memes. They have a lot of exposure, likes, retweets, etc. And we're planning on keep doing this, man, engaging with our community and trying to get even more people from the mainstream world. I think we can discuss this a bit later, that how are we gonna grow beyond Telegram, beyond Twitter. But we have like 4 or 5 meetings tomorrow with very big guys to discuss this.
That's awesome. Now, again, I'm in my 30s. This type of content, doesn't bother me, doesn't offend me. I can be mature about it. But how do you guys get the images out there more to the mainstream? Because when we're talking about marketing and social activity, Twitter and some of these platforms are probably the biggest for reach. But if you go onto your Twitter, you have to approve the account before you see any of the content, right? And I know the way the algorithm works a little bit just from spending time on there, and it kind of almost hurts accounts that have sensitive content, right? So just how do you guys push it with having some of those limitations that personally, aren't your fault? It's just because of the platforms that you're using.
Yeah,
Okay.
point. Oh,
Sorry, Gaddafi, let me speak about that. Okay. We have some restriction, as you say, because this is, it's not a port token, but, when you see Nudify, all this shit, some people is scared, and some influencers say, oh, no, I can't call this token because, it's about naked women. So we can now hear some limitation, like especially TikTok is a bit hard with this type of stuff. But we have now a new filter about BDCM or Kumsot, and you can do with that the marketing. The issue is when you put a naked woman, because they shadow ban you, or they say no. But we have how to do it, because some for chan degens like it. We need now, our main target is normies. If we reach this target normies, this coin can go easily to 100 millions easily. So this is the explanation about that.
and to add to what Charles said, I was gonna say before that with community, we've also done like 2-3 contests via Telegram that if you send your best nude, you'll win a chance to enter a contest for 0.2 ETH or something like that. And people really engage in these kind of things. We got like 300 photos submitted to the contest, I think. So that went well, and we're still planning on doing this. And about that outsider marketing exposure, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Tim might kill me after saying this, but we're talking, as I said before, with really, really, really big guys. Two guys did like a collaboration with, I don't know if you're familiar with Mark Cuban, the guy in Shark Tank. Do you know him, Caesar?
Dallas Mavericks are like my favorite team. Is like Dirk Nowitzki and Steve back in the day. So yeah, I follow Cuban pretty closely. He's like my favorite on there.
Yeah, so that's the deal. As you know, he deployed created a company about NFTs, and he worked hand to hand with these two guys. And these guys like DM'd us a week ago saying that they loved our project and they see 100 million market cap potential, man. So as the four of us have told you before, this is the first time that someone like us creates a project like this. They're saying us, you have huge potential, but you have to get to the normal people, the normal audience, the guy that is at college jerking off to some girls in her class, the father who gets alone at night from his work. If we tap into that market, we can really blow this, man, and blow this to a level of 50, 60 million market cap. We're planning on making some Pornhub ads. We have the connection for that. We're planning on appearing on Bloomberg News, Cointelegraph, Decrypt. These days, there were posts about AI is nudifying people. They didn't include our name, but it's a little tease we guys gave you. And this week you can expect a huge pump because of this new marketing exposure we're planning.
I do think I, I think our community, if you've listened to my AMAs before, I know you guys aren't, as you alluded to, a porn token or anything of that nature, but I do feel like adult content and crypto are a good fit. And I've said this for over a year, because the two sectors, again, that just makes sense, right? It's supposed to be a little bit more about being anonymous and whatnot. So I think crypto and the use of the blockchain, because it's of its security, also it's a little bit easier than some of these other alternative uses when you talk about PayPal and whatnot, because I've heard of so many horror stories through that. So
Ladies and gentlemen,
I've always felt like crypto and the adult industry are a good fit. So yeah, if people are kind of saying that, it makes sense, and I would agree with that sentiment from them about this market and the blockchain. So going into kind of the bot itself, again, sorry to kind of bounce from topic to topic sometimes, but I did want to spend a little bit more time in the bot, because one of the big concern areas that I've seen from following some different comments and just some DMs I've received from our community members, how do you guys ensure that the usage of your tool is going to be used for appropriate purposes, right? And again, I don't want to get into topics that are too off tilt, but using it for adults versus children is kind of the topic that people are asking about. And how do you guys ensure that it's not being used for wrong purposes? Because that's going to really hurt your ability to push it to normies, right?
So if you don't mind, I can jump into that one. So essentially, we have in place already a system for, especially for age detection, right? Because it's our biggest no-no, right? So I mean, I don't mind if you want to nude your girlfriend or your ex-girlfriend or your mother or whatever, right? But if you put a child, that's unacceptable, right? So we have a system in place that already detects the age, right? Issues a warning to ourselves in the server, so we can jump into that. We are still improving it, right? Because we want to be close to 100% ratio of catching these things, right? But yeah, we are. It's in the works, right? The training of this model, it's already working, but yeah, we want to improve the accuracy of the model. But yeah, it's already in place. Also, let me say that also when you start a bot, right, you get a terms and conditions, right? And you need to agree to precisely not use the bot for that purpose, right?
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. So You have to essentially sign terms and services waiver to be able to utilize that. And then if you, how does that work? Because would that be linked to a username on Telegram? Would that be linked to a wallet holding NUDE? Like how would that work from like a back end, I guess, an enforcement standpoint? Should anybody break those terms and services, like would their account just be shut off from the bot? Would their wallet be blacklisted? What would the repercussions or consequences be if they broke, like if they didn't honor their end? That's one thing I was curious about.
Essentially, what they have in place right now, it's so basically Telegram. When you're dealing with bots, right, one of the things that gives you, it's the user ID, right? So if I give him a user ID, like let's say user 123, right, tries to nude a little girl, right, our system automatically flags it, right? We get the user ID once this thing gets triggered, right, and we can essentially blacklist the user based on the user ID, and you can receive a friendly or unfriendly message saying like, okay, you've been blocked from the system, yeah, because literally you've broken all the terms and conditions. So yeah, it's pretty easy, to be honest.
That makes sense. I appreciate that answer. And yeah, something that I know I was kind of concerned about. I haven't really seen, again, I'm not, active every hour, but not something I've seen or heard any negativity come back from the project about that. So it seems like in the first couple of weeks, you guys are doing a good job managing that and ensuring that the content, although maybe a bit more mature, is still kept within, the proper bounds. So yeah.
Mhm.
Now I guess like some of the additional features that you guys are going to be adding in from more of an affiliate or like revenue standpoint, I wanted to have you guys break down what that works like, because just, I guess, understanding what somebody needs to achieve or do once they're brought into the ecosystem for that individual who refers them in to receive their benefit. Or is it going to be kind of like an affiliate program like you'd see OnlyFans have with ambassadors for maybe females who are coming in with their own content? I'm just trying to figure out how that's going to work.
We're still planning the way. Well, not like planning, more like building the way it will work. But the short answer will be that we are planning on revenue sharing for holders specifically. An affiliate system, maybe to get free free use for the bot if you bring someone to buy content or bring people, but it's still in a building process.
We've also thought of creating like a tier system, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, with a monthly or annual subscription with a discount. For example, in tier 1, you'll be able to access exclusive features. You'll be able to have no cooldown for the bot, and you'll be able to get a sneak peek of what's coming. And the other tiers, tier 2 and tier 3, will get lower information, less information, and have the standard experience for the bot we have right now.
People are curious to know if you guys are planning on building in like a video component where you guys can take short clips, GIFs, stuff like that, and render those images via the video.
Yes. This is in our long term goals, to specifically being able to send it video, like normal video, and notify the video. That's one of our long-term goals. The issue we have at the moment with those is the amount of resources it takes us to generate a few seconds of video. So at the moment, it's mostly the most important issue, the one thing that is setting us back to not release it as soon as possible. the performance. But yeah, we can definitely do the video to naked video.
Awesome. And I had a really cool suggestion here. This one's from Karen. Karen P49 is her username. And Karen was wondering if you guys may look or be interested or open to adding in a feature. And I'm going to compare it to Snapchat. But our features essentially would give you a preset amount of time where the image would be available, or an amount of times that you'd be able to view the image after it's created. And then it would auto delete. And, you know, similar to Snapchat, I think you get one view and then one review, and then it's kind of gone. This would minimize, I like this suggestion because it minimizes some of the legality concerns and issues I know people have probably brought up to you about using celebrities' images to create nude AI format images, right? So if they're not always stored and they're essentially being deleted, it kind of, yeah, I like that idea. So just, that's a suggestion, and it kind of takes away some of the risk longer term in terms of exposure.
I'm gonna jump into this question. So essentially, when we are talking about Telegram bots, right? It's kind of like a tricky to make like sort of like a self-destruct mechanism, because it violates the privacy terms within Telegram, right? Because essentially, once an image hits your DM, right, it's stored in your mobile phone. We don't, in our servers, we don't store anything, but for you to kind of like get that image removed, right? It has to be like there has to be like a manual process, so it's quite impossible, I will say, to do it on Telegram, because it will, Telegram itself it will be violating its own policies by doing this. So yeah, unless we have some sort of like a different sort of app, yeah, it's impossible to do a self-destruct on our side.
We don't store anything, and we don't even know the exact amount of pictures we have generated. What we're using to generate our own metrics is the GPU usage, like the stats of the GPU itself, but we don't even know how many images we have generated in total. So that's the record. And for various reasons, if someone wants to know who's the user who made this picture, oh, tell me, is someone is asking us, or is demanding us to show it, we can just say that we don't have that information. That's it. Also, storing thousands of pictures made every day is not a very optimal. I mean, why? No.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, yeah, it would reduce the bandwidth, but yeah, if there's from a terms and services or certain things that you would have to do or wouldn't be able to work around, I get why it may not be feasible, but still, I like the suggestion, Karen. And kind of speaking on that, I had another interesting one here. Just let me read the question one last time. I'm gonna have to reword it a little bit because I like the concept of the question, but don't really like how it was worded here. So this one's more for what you mentioned. You brought up OnlyFans. So this one would kind of pertain to that market segment. So if a content creator, for example, wanted to allow you guys to utilize their likeness through your bot to create images, is it in the roadmap that you guys are going to be able to generate or create NFTs so that those creators can see that value coming in, right? Like that would be a way that they could easily monetize it on the blockchain as NFT creation of a specific moment. Small intimate collections would be a way that they could do it, and then maybe have, using your bot or different features within it, have a little spin or, BDSM feel to one or two of the pictures. That would be a way I think that you guys could break into that market if that's something that you were looking to go. And I bring it up because you mentioned the OnlyFans side of things earlier.
Oh yeah, we are always open to those kind of suggestions. We are playing with the idea a bit, so we are seeing there's some demand So yeah, it could be done. Yeah.
Oh, that's again, if you're looking to go in the content creator arm of it, that would be a way to directly appeal and try and add value to them
Mhm.
from a monetization standpoint. So yeah, now like let's talk about what's to come, right? I mean, I I don't want to, Christmas is around the corner. You guys have any funny Christmas Nudify contests coming up? Maybe you guys plan to drop the release of your mail side of the bot for Santa Claus or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think someone already, Santa Claus with huge boobs. I think it must be somewhere in our community. But yeah, I think some people are already playing with that, and I hope they're doing it for the memes and not for recreation. I hope. No,
No,
yeah.
that's fun. But yeah, no, like I just wanted you guys to talk about, I know you mentioned that you guys are in touch with a few bigger names for marketing and stuff, but walk us through what people can expect from the team and from the community over the next couple of weeks as we push towards the end of 2023.
Yeah, we thought of doing like a Secret Santa update, not just the bot update. Like in these times, Christmas times, there are a lot of porn videos, actresses that dress like Santa with a red hat, red lingerie, and we were thinking of making like a small bot update. Wouldn't take much work, but people could like this, and we can also get some publicity out of this. And then with this to promote it, make like another Secret Santa nude contest in which the best Santa pics will get a prize, like point two for the first one, point one for the second one, and the third one can go jerk off to some of those pics, man.
Yeah, you guys can see who can make the sexiest Mrs. Claus or something like that.
Yeah. That could be the main deal for these Christmas times.
Yeah, just something fun. But again, I think from the bot, we touched on the different aspects, the Nudify, the Comify features. You guys have added some upgrades to the BDSM side of things recently, and I know there's some more updates on the way. We touched on the video component being, part of the future roadmap, as well as adding in a web DApp that would include some different features, centralize some things for people, as well as potentially have a staking component. You mentioned that burn aspect that you're looking to work on and add in as well over time. In terms of marketing, you touched on the fact that you're in touch with some individuals, some press releases. I know, obviously, guys, content matter, subject matter is a bit more mature. It's, not a project for everybody, but I will say, there have been a lot of people going into the community and utilizing the technology, the bot itself. A lot of images have been created. What are your numbers at right now? Like, how many images have you guys pushed out through your tech?
So we've run some numbers thanks to the GPU metrics. I mean, as Franco told you before, we don't keep a track on all the images people send, but we're doing like 10k pics a day or something like that. At the moment, our bot has generated about 120k pictures or something like that. And each day when new users come, we have more exposure, and our bot is more used, and we generate way more images.
Awesome. No, and 120,000 and you guys are 2 weeks old almost now, so that's really good usage numbers. And as you alluded to, how that benefits the project is, people will hopefully buy the new token to utilize some of the premium benefits. And yeah, that makes sense in terms of the growth. Now additional revenue coming in, that would be something that I know you guys haven't, as you mentioned earlier, kind of fully figured out the plan for that. So that's something to definitely keep an eye on for those of you who are maybe in the token already or looking to get involved in. But yeah, the numbers so far seem good. People seem to be enjoying it. I know the private group and some of those that kind of talked to me about the project early on. Have been impressed with the community. I know a few people have been in there using the bot. So yeah, like you guys have done a good job so far. Keep it classy, keep it professional. I know you guys are still going to have a lot of fun. I know a lot of people shouting it out have said this is kind of like the ultimate degen utility tool, which I would agree with. You guys have a good utility that's working and operational, but it is a little bit more, adult mature content. So again, I'm in my 30s. Nothing I haven't, it's not that crazy for this space. I've seen literally tokens where people are having like sex on camera. So this is pretty tame compared to what I've seen, honestly. But yeah, let's just say like jump into the community, go check out the Telegram, use the bot if you haven't. I mean, there are 2 different versions within the free model that you guys could check out to generate an image. Again, just maybe make sure you give it a couple of minutes for that to be created, or if you're looking to utilize and benefit from the premium features, you could jump in there. But yeah, do your research. Obviously, as always, guys, just join the community. And I told Charles, depending on what he would feel best suits the audience for the community, we'll get you guys up on a space this week as well. So we'll coordinate that in DMs after the AMA wraps up. But I'll give you guys the mic to close out. Any final notes, any closing thoughts, or things you want to leave us with here today?
Yeah, before our tech guys speak, because Charles doesn't seem to be here, I wanted to add, there are a lot of people asking why is this price dump? We had these 2-3 past days. As people know, Team hasn't sold a single token. Most of our wallets are doxed, and we haven't sold a single token. But there was some dude who sniped 2 wallets and bought a huge dip at 200K and had like 5% of the supply. We're glad to say that 30 minutes ago, this dude sold his last token and he's finally out, man. He sold like from 7 Ethereum to 7 Ethereum. He didn't respect the pump. He nuked the chart and he's finally out, man.
Yeah, I've honestly been seeing that a lot lately, and it's kind of been bothering me. It's like I'm seeing charts that look like they're trying to run, and then 1 or 2 big holders. It seems like lately, and a lot of projects are just kind of holding them back. So it may hurt to some of those people who maybe bought at the top, but personally, for a healthy distribution, which is one thing I know our community likes to focus on, that's really a good thing to bring to light, because people often won't buy in, and if they do, they're not going to buy in for very much when there's such a large wallet in place. So definitely a good point to bring up, and I'm glad you did end on that. Really, really important. So thank you for touching on that from a distribution standpoint. Yeah, no, again, it was really fun. Again, I know you guys have been doing a great job. It's almost 2 weeks old. After the initial little bit of a dip and some of the pushback you guys saw on night 1, just because of people weren't sure, like if it was a LARP, like what if it was something to be taken seriously. And I think maybe day 2 or so is when the vibe started to change. People really started to actually see the bot and use it. And yeah, that's when I think you guys started to push the chart back. And again, touched over 4 million. So great work. Yeah, just again, all of you, thanks for taking time out of your Sunday. I know we don't typically run these Sunday AMAs. So again, I appreciate you all taking the time to come by the channel and introduce us to the project. All of you guys who listened in from the community, really do appreciate you guys all tuning in as well. I know Caesar, again, featured this one pretty early on the stream. I know Kobe called it as well pretty early. So, we've been hearing about NUDE for a while, but it's always nice to be able to kind of hear about your plan, break it down, and, some of the, things you guys have achieved so far. So just thank you guys again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maurice, for having us in this AMA. You're one of the greatest guys here in Telegram. And we really appreciate you, man. We've spent quite a bit of our marketing wallet. We spend like more than 75% at the moment, I think. So this says a lot of our team. We're not the typical pump and dump farmer shit. We're serious people. Our tech guys have worked in huge companies before, have done huge things before, and this will be a game changer token, man, for real. So really appreciate it.
I know, again, you guys have been cool to watch. I know our people in the private group that have been following it early have been very impressed, and they do a ton of research in there. And I take what they say seriously. So I do appreciate you also touching on that 5% wallet, because that would definitely scare people. When he was full and the charts pumping, right? So now that he's out, you guys can kind of reevaluate, and always appreciate it. Check out the community, do your research, guys, and we will have you on a space later in the week.
Thank you, Maurice. So time to close up. Thanks.